show, Olga show about technology, culture, and people. And we just came from Las Vegas. If you would like to call us, 408-912-5265, 408-912-5265. We have lots of guests through entire evening from 6 to 7. I'm trying to learn English, live on air, out loud. Coming from Russia with love part 2. And from 7 to 9, I'm trying not to forget Russian language, so I will be speaking with you in Russian language. And so my guest, right? This is a surprise for you. You are, well, try to speak Russian.
A little bit, yes. Здравствуйте.
Yes, that's pretty good. Means hello everyone, and very efficient. Здравствуйте, because you can say just привет means hi. But you did the most hardest word to pronounce and spell it. So we came from Las Vegas, and welcome back to California. You still have to go to Wisconsin?
After this, yes, unfortunately.
So yes, and unfortunately for us, you will be far away from us, but you enjoy the show, which is Consumer Electronics Show, and you're doing it for many years. And before we go to that, while you just introduce yourself.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Thank you. My name is Junko Yoshida. I'm Chief International Correspondent for EE Times, which is the US-based publication for the electronics industry, for the design engineers of electronic systems.
All right.
My name is David Benjamin. I attend CES with Junko because I'm an old journalist, and so I write a few articles for EE Times. But the reason I'm here is that I'm a writer, and I've just finished a book. It's called my publisher refers to it as a noir comedy. It's called Three's a Crowd.
And I have the copy of it. Can you imagine that? I'm getting the smartest of the smartest people's books. See, Three's.
It's a novel about three men who gather at CES briefly every year and eventually develop a plot to murder their wives.
And were their wives in Las Vegas?
No, their wives they leave their wives at home every year, and do things that they shouldn't be doing in Las Vegas. Yes.
Okay.
And in the course of that, the plot develops. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So are they going under influence of Las Vegas or CES or what is
That's
this?
a good question. They tend the plot probably wouldn't have developed if they hadn't been seduced by the charms of Las Vegas.
Okay, yeah, it's many things happen there.
Yeah. It stays there?
And stays there, yes.
Stays in Vegas, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, in this case it leaves because they don't murder their wives in Las Vegas. They kill them in Paris.
Oh my God! So talking about Paris, yeah, we talk about that too in CES because I had a chance to be at French part of the show where they brought French companies together, and they had a trade center from San Francisco help them to have an evening of French people together, and so a few people from America. So I was one of the privileged one.
All right.
I did not know any words in English. Is it l'amour?
L'amour.
L'amour,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bonjour.
We.
We. Yeah. So I still didn't go to Paris yet. So, but we still have a chance.
Okay.
So, this is not your first book.
Oh no! I've been writing since I actually started my first novel in third grade when I was 8 years old. Fortunately, that I never finished it, and all of it's been lost.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would be someone would find it, and I would be embarrassed. But this is in print. I have 3 other books. Yes.
All right. So we probably will know more. Would it be like also comedy, thriller?
One of my fatal flaws as a writer is that I tend to write funny. And funny doesn't sell as well as deadly serious stories about dysfunctional families.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, because everybody wants to say how dysfunctional other people are.
All the unhappiness about other people, right?
I guess in comparison, you'll be less dysfunctional in that case.
Right. And you, as in my intern, see, he started to write at 3rd grade. Can you imagine? I cannot imagine myself writing books at 3rd grade. I did other things.
At 3rd grade, I still wanted to be a super spy, so
Oh, okay. That would be interesting.
You still have a chance.
I still have a
Okay.
chance.
Yes.
You still have a chance, okay. So, CES and Las Vegas.
Yes.
In Las Vegas. 140,000 people. How did you feel by the end of the week?
Exhausted.
I didn't want to come out of the bed. I was excited to see all of the new products. And at the same time, I'm like, I want all of those products in my house. How about upgrade my house, starting with a phone and all the way to TV, cars, piloted cars. How do you like that? We went to see Audi piloted car with you. How is that? I mean, now I don't even have to have a driver. I just have a piloted car. Only what, $1.2 million?
Right.
wow, I guess we're only $1.2 million short.
So, well, I should probably open an account for that, but can you imagine? I'm driving Quattro, like sporty car. I had to be able to touch and take lots of fancy pictures.
Well, the thing is that if it is a piloted car, you are not actually driving. So what about those driving experiences, right? You are not driving, so you are
Well,
actually
I
being
think-
chauffeured.
Yeah, but I think I had so much of driving experience already in traffic, without traffic. I'm done. If somebody,
You don't want to be
Yeah.
driving yourself.
yeah,
Okay.
I will be doing work, sitting in the car, answering the phone calls, and nobody gonna talk back to me.
Well, you know,
because-
that's what's called mass transit.
Yeah, that's called a bus.
Yeah.
No, that's too many people there. I get distracted.
Oh, you want to be yourself. Oh,
Yes,
you're
I
very
want to be
selfish.
by myself.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 others, maybe 1 other. I don't know. But piloted car will do self-parking, so I don't have to look for the parking by myself. And all of this boring stuff, I shouldn't be distracted. So I would be more productive, thinking of interesting shows to come up with, and just have free time for myself. Finally.
Well, one of the things that that they don't talk about at CES, because they're promoting piloted cars and autonomous driving systems and so forth, is that there are people like you who would just as soon let the car drive for itself.
Right.
And there are, and like me also, I would just as soon sit back and let it do it, let the whole thing go by. But on the other hand, there are people who love to drive, and a little bit of that division was visible at the Audi demonstration that we both attended.
Right.
Because on the one hand, they were showing piloted cars, and on the other hand, the CEO of Audi, Rupert Stadler, was talking about how fun to drive their next car is going to be. So on the one hand, he was promoting no driving at all, and on the other hand, he was promoting fun driving, and you can't have both. And there's going to be a division in people's among the driving public as to whether they want to let the car drive.
Okay, I think one of the solutions, 2 cars.
Actually, I think there can be different times for each. Because like, if you're trying to get to work, then you probably won't be driving for fun. But if it's like 6 a.m. in the morning, empty highways, then you don't want your car to drive itself. Then you want to be able to drive the car the way you feel like it, not the way the car feels is the safest way to drive.
But will the car let you?
Yes. I think there should always be an off button to the car.
Yes. But then I guess we can have 2 cars. One for fun driving, who like that sports feels of
That's
the car.
what they want you to do, so that
Yeah.
you buy 2
okay,
cars.
that's welcome to capitalism. Okay.
There you go, Olga.
I'm getting to know more. All right, so that's cars.
Also,
That's
part of this future scenario is highways that help you drive the car.
V2I, vehicle to infrastructure, is part of the deal. if we indeed want to have self-driving car. I think people are exaggerating right now at shows like CES when you say that self-parking, yeah, that's already possible, technically speaking, and that will happen. But when you talk about self-driving on street, that's not going to happen for many, many years.
Right. So my big takeaway was how you would be able to drive to work and then just get off by the front entrance at your employer, and then the car go and parks itself. So that would enable people to take the car more than collective transportation as they do today.
Yeah.
So that's all great. That's about cars. How about curved TV? Did you see that?
I did see that.
And what do you think of that? So now we had curves
That
on the
was-
ladies, and curves on TV, curves
It
on
is-
the phone bottles and so forth, like Coca-Cola curves.
Yeah.
Now curves on TV. So what
Yeah.
do you think of that?
I think curved TV actually display screen itself sort of makes sense, because if it is a really large screen TV like Samsung or LG were showing, it actually gives you the equal distance to the picture itself. I think it makes a lot of sense. But when it comes to the curved phone, it just didn't make sense to me. But then LG was trying to convince me, if you sort of wear the phone, that your jaws, it's like when you're speaking to this phone, actually curved helps. That's what they say. And if you put it behind your hip pocket of jeans, then it's sort of your body is curved. At least that's their pitch. I'm not buying it though. No.
Wait, I have a question. Does LG somehow think everyone's jaws and bodies have the exact same curve? Because I think
Or you
that's
can
a-
adjust it.
I mean, that's
Oh, it becomes flexible. Yeah.
that's something.
I don't know about that. Maybe we should trademark it right now. So we get flexible, curved phones and TVs.
One of the rules of CES is that when they have made no significant changes inside the technology, they try to make the outside part of the technology cuter.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
that's what all these curves are all
Curved
about.
things. Yeah.
Curves and covers, different
Colors,
colors,
yeah,
and
yeah.
flowers and
Yeah.
galactic stars and you name it.
Yeah, I remember one year it was I think it was Samsung or Philips. Philips had their new models of televisions. They were the same as last year's models, but they made a big deal about the fact that the edges, the corners, were rounded.
Okay.
An entire press conference about round corners.
So you cannot hit yourself, your forehead.
Safer for the little kids, guys.
Yeah.
Your TV is now baby-proof.
Okay, baby-proof TV.
There you go.
Okay,
And
so
they-
what's happened to those TVs?
That's very good, Ashwin, but they didn't even mention that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so we should trademark that one
Yes,
too.
baby-proof TV is also trademarked for the Olga Show.
Trademarked by Olga Show. So, what else did you find interesting there? You are there coming to CES show for many years. How many years total?
More than 20 years.
Oh my God!
I
I
know,
wasn't even
that's-
in America at that time.
I wasn't even born at that time.
Oh, don't. I knew you would say that.
Go back to school.
So what is the changes in the entire 20 years of trend?
Well, I was actually writing in one of my stories that CES actually started as strictly a dealer only. The show's only for dealers who sells TVs, hi-fi equipment. So it was truly a home entertainment system. Selling marketing activities among sort of B2B rather than B2C, right? Now the whole consumer electronics industry kind of morphed into so many different areas. Like certainly mobile phones is one thing, but now we're seeing things like car makers are really the car industry. It was one of the biggest industries participated in CES. The nature of CES has changed so much as the technology has become more accessible to consumers, I think. you know?
Right, you can have fancy cars, you can have fancy phones, TVs, and it's getting more affordable too. It's not
That's-
like $3,500 for TV or monitor you can get. You can have from Dell $699, 4K, flat screen TV. Not available yet, but it's gonna be in 2 weeks.
For $699, that's actually pretty good because most 4K TVs used to be like ridiculous, $5,000, then $10,000, like ridiculously expensive. I think it's $699. A lot of people can now afford 4K TVs.
Yeah, it's monitor. Did you able to see
I did not
yeah,
see that 600. Really?
$699.
I bet that's
Dell
not really 4K then.
No, I saw a Vizio. Well, actually, I didn't see it. I read about it, but they made a 50-inch one for $999, which is kind of like the cutting point for a lot of TVs, and
Yeah.
that would be really cool. 4K.
Right, so the Dell monitor was 28 inches, and it's actually featured in USA Today, this 4K TV that is actually affordable for most people's budgets.
Well, then, I may ask,
4K.
what 4K content do you have today?
Oh, that's another.
Netflix. Actually, Netflix is now coming out with like 4K content, like shows and stuff, and Netflix is like the way a lot of people get their TV shows now, because you don't have
Yeah,
to
but-
go
but-
and find the time to watch it.
But is that out already? Because I've read somewhere that they're gonna do it this year.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah,
planning
they-
to do it. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
I have an idea. How about some other company send us camera? We're gonna shoot all Olga show in 4K resolution.
Yes.
And we're gonna produce 3 hours at least on the radio broadcasting. And then we're gonna produce for 2 TV programs I have on Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, so that's at least one solution.
One content coming
Yeah, I
from.
just need 4K cameras. What else do I need? Like 4K connection.
we need 4K makeup, I guess.
Yeah, 4K makeup, please. No, we can blur it out.
4K video editors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put like baby-proof cameras and stuff. And, well, we can find some models and we can talk behind the screen. That's okay.
Yeah.
We can come with solutions. This is show business.
You know, it occurs to me that Ashwin is just the audience that CES is aiming for,
Yeah.
because he actually seems to believe everything that they're promising at CES. Our experience, I've been going with Junko for at least 15 years now.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot that's promised at CES that doesn't exist a year later at the next CES.
Well, also some of the companies uses CES as sort of a test bed. What sort of reaction they would get from investors, potential investors, or the marketers, or even big companies who might be interested in adopting technology. So it is sort of it's really turning into an interesting show because it serves many purposes rather than just sort of pitching the finished goods.
Right, so, but you have to come to Las Vegas, get distracted by wonderful hotels, beautiful girls, and wonderful
Champagne,
champagne and food and delicious food.
Oh, and cheap prices?
Not anymore.
You can stay like Circus for like $60 a night. Circus is like the best hotel in the
Not
entire universe.
during
Not during
Not during
CES.
CES, that's true, but the rest of the
not
time.
during CES.
Yeah, Circus isn't super
I
bad.
mean, this is like crowded time for Las Vegas people.
Yeah.
And how do you call them? Las Vegans or Las Vegans? Vegans.
You would be the
I
judge.
had a friend who ran a magazine in Las Vegas for years, but I never asked him whether they were called Las Vegans or Las Vegans or whatever.
I think Las Vegans would confuse them with vegans. Yeah, Las Vegans sounds better.
Las Vegans. But how about that accent? Vegans. Vegans. Oh, I hope. Well, I love vegetarian food. In fact, on the 18th, we're going to do about organic farming show. So,
It's a segue.
yeah, so, and then those who are vegetarians and vegans, don't get me wrong, I know probably some doesn't want to be associated with Las Vegas, but they are trying. They try and pushing all kinds of variety of the food available, at least for attendees of the CES
Yeah.
conference. What about 3D printing? Did you see that? Did you able to see not only 3D printing ISO, now you can have a pen. For $99 you can get a pen And you can put, I actually put Olga show on my blouse, and then I took it off, and you can put it back if you want it, but it didn't even damage my clothes. And by Lenovo, I get a statue of my 3D, full from head to toes. I'm waiting for it. Yes, I'm gonna have a statue. Sexy statue.
I want
Oh my
statues
God.
of myself. I'd love to decorate the house with just statues of me in every corner. But I want them to be like double life size. I want a 12-foot statue of me. That's what I want.
No, it's probably would be like 12-inch statues.
Still.
But I don't have to wait by the end of my life when they built all these statues all over
Olga, yeah, right.
yeah, in every country and stuff. I already will have statue, and that's technology we're talking about, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I have tiny little statue of myself. Will kiss it when I get bored or depressed, but
So I think that's actually one of the more interesting aspects of 3D printing, and it takes this thing of photography to the next level. So if you think of a family with kids, right, you can then for every year you go take your kid to this place where you 3D model them, and then you create a statue, and so back home you can then have them every year throughout their whole life. You see the whole production.
I
Cool.
see. So it's almost like it nowadays. The parents take a sort of print of the hand and how they grew up.
Right.
so instead of pictures,
Yeah,
like
you have
old
a
days
3D
and
images.
waiting for those.
Well, that's actually not a
Photos.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did we trademark that yet?
There's actually a startup in Berkeley. They've been doing this. So you can go to like shopping malls in San Francisco and find them, and then they do a scan on the spot.
And then they build a 3D model of you.
Yes, then you order a 3D model. Like first you get the digital version of that, so you can post that on Facebook. Then you can also order a print, and then have different sizes and different prices for that. But it's all under $100. So.
Can they make you look better though?
Sure. That's
Yeah, Photoshop. Yeah.
Can you Photoshop? Yes. Take some wrinkles away, make you look younger. Yes. A few inches around the waist or legs, wherever. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Or for guys, give you giant like rock-sized biceps.
Yeah, six packs. and
Six-pack
everything.
abs.
Yes. I think they probably can do that by special request. It's gonna cost you extra.
Honestly, I think working out might just sound way easier at this point.
So one thing I saw demonstrated at CES was a portable thing you connect to your iPad, for instance. It costs like $400, and you go around the person. It takes like 20-30 seconds, and then you have suddenly a 3D model of your head, for instance. And then nowadays, that was a big trend at the CES, is that 3D printing is becoming affordable, so you can actually buy one and have it at your home.
Yeah, actually, one of my friends does have a little 3D printer in his house, and he makes like a little phone case for himself out of that. So he doesn't have to buy a phone case, so he can just kind of download a model off the internet, plug it in, and then he can make himself as many phone cases as he wants. Or he makes like little figurines of like, symbols from cartoons or video games and stuff. It's pretty cool.
So you can actually create a toy or something and even put it into production, maybe small production, from your 3D printing material. See how the 20 years of trading and trending changes right now?
But Joko hasn't. Neither Joko nor I really got into that
No, because-
area of technology. The thing about CES is that it's difficult to focus on any area of technology. You try to cover what you can cover.
Right.
As journalists, you have less time to look at everything, because every time you look at something, you have to write about it, and you spend all that time writing. You know the experience.
Right.
Yes.
And for me, it was like a lot of stuff. So after our commercial break, we're gonna talk what you actually mesmerize and what you will be writing in your magazine, and
Okay.
what you will try to attract your customers and viewers, and what do you think will be, I don't know, trendy or not, because for me, I also saw a lot of headsets popular among young people, because obviously they spent a lot of time on motorcycles or bikes or those machines like the
Treadmills.
treadmills
Yes.
and Also at work, they listen to the music to get away from the noise. I bet it was not allowed before at workplace in your cubicle. But now you can kind of be quiet listening to music, so that's becoming interesting to use, and you can find all kinds of headsets for sure.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's very interesting too. So you listening Olga's show. We will be going to commercial break, and we will continue to talk about CES. Meanwhile, I will let you listen the music, which is the Star Spangled Banner by Shenyun Orchestra, who are performing, and 12th, which is tomorrow, will be their last performance. This time it wouldn't be only Shenyun Orchestra, symphony orchestra, but also ballet. You can see ballet, you can see their martial arts, you can see their wonderful handmade costumes, digital art, and you can also see their opera and listen opera singers. So I will just listen to it, Shenyun Symphony Orchestra, and we will be back after commercial break.